Why photography? Where does this passion for photography come from?
We had an entrepreneurial zeal of solving and finding a problem. Everyone tries to find a problem. Ola was built on when they were trying to book a taxi. Zomato was built when Deepinder Goyal wanted to order a food and into his office, and every time he need to scroll through different menus.
So now you can go to our website and you can book a photographer in less than 45 seconds.
What is that unique point about VsnapU?
मेरे को यहाँ पे negotiate नहीं करना. 20% remains with the customer till the product is delivered. तो उनके पास भी एक buying power है.
We are 4.4 rated on Google. Customers are our biggest teachers.
आप लोग बैठे हैं एक पेपर और पेन लेके आप दोनों, and how did it start?
We thought कि let's go to Munnar. We went to Munnar. We started selling photography on the road. Pulled up the roller standee, saying book a photographer at 1,000 rupees. Oh, it's working. We generated 1.25 lakh rupees selling photography on roads. Why is he giving the money?
और मैं बोला सूट पहन के आना, photographers को लगना चाहिए बड़ी कंपनी है. We proudly say it. So we operate out of a small city called Raipur.
You are the pride brains of Raipur. Fundraising की जर्नी जो थी आपकी, क्या challenges आपने face किए, क्या strategies आप लोग ने अपनाई? Talk with Chitra is a platform where we delve into inspiring stories and impactful journeys across a wide range of industries. From passionate entrepreneurs to visionary leaders, we bring on guests who are making a difference and pushing boundaries in their fields. VsnapU, India's first photography brand, which has expanded in 28 countries and 140 plus cities with around a community of more than 2,000 photographers. Now, in a world where every image is telling a strong story, digital presence, AI, animation, and machine learning is adding an advantage to photography. These technologies are not just tools, but they add depth, emotion, and creativity to every visual and bring out the moments, making them more engaging and immersive. So let's begin. तस्वीरें यादों का जरिया है और हर एक फ्रेम खुद में ही अपनी एक कहानी कहती है, और आज हम आप सभी के लिए ऐसी ही एक दिलचस्प कहानी लेकर आए हैं. And today we have with us the founders of VsnapU, Mr. Taranbir Singh Sahni and Mr. Parminder Singh Sahni. Welcome both of you. Welcome to our show Talk with Chitra.
Thank you so much, Chitra. How are you?
Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you so much. आप लोगों ने टाइम निकाला और हमारे शो पे आए.
Our pleasure.
तो सबसे पहले to start with, I would like to ask कि why photography? Where does this passion for photography come from?
I think the passion is not for photography. The passion was always to solve a problem which exists in the market. And we started back in 2017, where all the major companies of India, they were selling something or the other online. And that's how VsnapU started in the B2B segment. We saw that, the food was being sold online, the hotels were being sold online, there were products, Flipkart and Amazon were becoming so big. And all of these giants of the Indian, startup ecosystem, they were riding on a single thing, which was visual content. And that was the time that we decided that, this visual content should be with one player and this should be organized. There should be a solution where anybody who wants to open another Amazon, another Flipkart, should be able to go to a single company and say, I want the content for all across India, all the vendors which are there. I want one company to go there and create the visual content for me. And that is from where the idea of VsnapU started.
So for us, it was always we wanted to solve a problem. And as entrepreneurs, you always either, see that problem, experience the problem, and then kind of see you start building ideas and start brainstorming कि यार इस प्रॉब्लम को मैं कैसे सॉल्व कर सकता हूँ. So I think we had a similar encounter where we had a travel company before that, and one of the clients asked, can I have a photographer at for my holiday? Then we realized, he wants a photographer in the holiday because it is important. And then hiring a photographer in Jaipur, Munnar, Delhi, and we thought of there are so many places across the world. Yeah, there is a business scope for this, right? So we, as VsnapU operates in about 28 countries now. These are all tourist places, right from London to Singapore, Thailand, Dubai, in India, across all the places like Jaipur, Udaipur, Shimla. Man, you can book a photographer. So we found that there is a market or this product can be accepted by the market if if the product did not existed. So that's one way. Then we identified कि हाँ ये एक market है जहाँ पे हम जा सकते हैं. And similarly, we encountered when you're trying to book a photographer for a sister's wedding. I was always had this hack of going online, checking what's the market price, and then talking to the vendor or the negotiator to understand. But we could not find a standardized price on internet for photography. So there could be 3 sets of quality A, B, C or whatever, but there was no parameter to judge a photographer. Since I didn't come from a photography background, I was a layman like a customer. Now I was not able to differentiate between the photographers. Only thing that I could differentiate was how well the guy is marketing or what is his price point. But there was no link to each other. If someone is charging me 5 lakh rupees for a wedding, is his quality worth that it or not? Or is it a brand? And again, when we went out to the place, we thought there is no brand which exists across India or globally which is giving these services. If you want to say take any services across, there are salons, there are hotels which give you this thing. There are catering services which are available across, which gives you a service. But there was no one in this market which was giving you a standardized offering. And that's how the idea came up. And we had an entrepreneurial zeal of solving and finding a problem. Everyone tries to find a problem. Ola was built on when they were trying to book a taxi. Zomato was built when Deepinder Goyal wanted to order a food and into his office, and every time he need to scroll through different menus. And for us, it was when we wanted to book a photographer for a client for a holiday, when we wanted to book a client for when we wanted to book a photographer for a sister's wedding, and a lot of other occasions. At numerous points, we analyzed it was difficult to get a photographer. And if you know a photographer also, then you need to check his availability. But there was no go-to place where you give your booking and you are done. So I think that's the way when we wanted to, solve the problem. And it's journey. Matlab, now first you want to have certain sets of things done and then you move on. So that's how
VSnap started.
Yes, that's how
so
we
if
started.
currently at the scale what we operate in, so now you can go to our website and you can book a photographer in less than 45 seconds.
Wow.
Whether it's for your business need, whether it's for something like a wedding, or whether it's any baby or maternity shoot, without going through portfolios, without negotiating rates, without worrying if mere date or mere time pe wo available hai ki nahi. You go there, you tell the date, you tell the time, you select the category of photography you want, and it's done.
So it's negotiation is solved, the quality is assured. There is a brand assurance which comes into picture.
But Parminder ji and Taranbir Singh ji, आपने कुछ समय बीतने के बाद you are now a brand and you got recognition. But कोई भी photography business when it starts, they need to show a portfolio for them, मतलब for their customers or clients. They need to have something to show कि आप किस तरीके का काम कर रहे हैं. So what is that unique point about VsnapU which outstands it from other photography brands or companies?
So I was earlier, talking about B2B part, and then I told you how B2C customers now come to our platform. So when Parminder was telling कि अच्छा और कोई भी सर्विस ऑनलाइन मिलती है और आप उसको टेंशन फ्री बुक कर सकते हो कि एक स्टैंडर्डाइज प्रोडक्ट आएगा. When you talk about photography, this was not the case before VsnapU. So you must have had friends जो बोल रहे हैं कि अच्छा मेरा शादी 6 महीने पहले हो गया था, अभी तक फोटोज नहीं आई है, या 1 साल हो गया, I do not have my album or video. So there is something known as product standardization, कि आपको पता है कि सर्विस रेंडर करने के लिए सर्विसमैन आएगा, आपको पता है कि उसकी एक डेडलाइन डिसाइडेड होगी, you know that the delivery would come through, and in case सर्विस ना हो पाए तो there is a refund which can happen. तो अगर आप वेडिंग की मार्केट में वैसे जाओगे 100% एडवांस है, आपने पैसे दिए, उसके बाद फोटोज नहीं आए, आप फोन कर रहे हो, सामने से कोई फोन नहीं उठा रहा है, there are 10 other problems which come through. With VsnapU, we standardize the entire product, not only the part कि अच्छा पोर्टफोलियो क्या है. हमारे पास पोर्टफोलियो तो इसलिए because we've got thousands of photographer on our platform. But the thing which people come to us for is कि अच्छा मेरे को यहाँ पे negotiate नहीं करना. अगर वो 2 लाख की वेडिंग है तो इसका ये मतलब नहीं है कि वो मार्केट में 5 लाख की मिल रहे हैं और मैं there was no MRP. So the first part is कि they know that non-negotiable MRP exists with us. Second, उनको पता है कि अच्छा मेरे को इनको 50% या 100% एडवांस नहीं देना. They book us at the 30% token amount. 50% is taken before the shoot, and the last 20% remains with the customer till the product is delivered. तो उनके पास भी एक बाइंग पावर है कि उनको पता है कि इन केस आई एम नॉट एबल टू गेट my deliverables on time, I have a 20% amount which is with me. So this is not us being on the photographer side or us being on the client side, but us organizing the industry where we are doing what is rightly to be done.
So I think it is about demand and supply. So there was demand from the customers who didn't know what the price is, and they would go and negotiate. After the negotiation also, there was no set process where what is the process, and at whatever price today we are an Indian consumer, whatever price we negotiated, हमको फिर भी लगता है यार क्या और negotiate हो सकता था, है ना? And हम जाके सवाल पूछते हैं अपने friends से, यार तूने कितने में किया था? The photography market in totality in India existed and now also exists on a discovery experience. Now that discovery pattern for a photographer was reference before VsnapU. I said today also, if someone wants to book a photographer in Jaipur, they will see VsnapU coming on Google's number one, on the search engines or on Instagram advertisements, and then you send the query, we send you the sample work, everything, and then you're satisfied, you book a photographer. So, but you are not negotiating. They are fixed prices. They can be 2-5% discount, which can be there. Other than that, it's all fixed. So then you are happily giving that amount, and you are assured that it's not the fact that you didn't negotiate it well. Because these are services, and the photography market also, people were just trying to understand how deep is the client's pocket. Now the same photographer would charge say 3 lakh rupees from a customer, and then if there is someone who has got deep pockets, the same photographer goes to him and tells, I will charge you 5 lakh rupees for the same deliverables. And there was, because the MRP didn't existed, the client don't know what is the quality, what are the technicalities, lens, equipment, editing, post-processing, type of people, experience, what they are coming for, and all those things, and it will still remain. So we have not solved the entire problem, but we are solving it for a few set of people, and it's an evaluation process. So we are just trying to evolve every time a customer comes, feedbacks to us. I get a lot of DMs, sir, my photos are delayed, or I am getting logo is there in my process. So we tell them this is a standard procedure. The photos are not delayed. It takes 15 days of time. There is some process. We are answerable to the client. We are doing those stuff on a regular basis. So the client is dealing with a brand. Whatever best experience we could give out to, we are 4.4 rated on Google with a public domain service provider doing about 1,500 to 2,000 shoots a month. So why that is there? Because that we have a standardized operating procedure, and once a customer falls in that funnel, he follows that things out, and he knows that it is there. मेरे को जल्दी दे दो, नहीं सर हमने 7 दिन बोला हुआ है ना? You get that way. Photos are delivered with watermark, मुझे बिना watermark नहीं सर नहीं दे सकते, राइट? मेरे को ना मेरा बगल वाला फोटोग्राफर 5,000 रुपए में करके दे रहा है प्री वेडिंग, आप मेरे को करके दो. Not possible, sir. We start with photos at 10,000 only. Now we are also solving a problem. Now client does not need to carry his photographer to the destination. वो गोवा जब जा रहा है तो फोटोग्राफर की फ्लाइट्स करा के लेके जा रहा है, तो फ्लाइट जो पैसा फोटोग्राफर ले रहा है उससे ज्यादा उसकी ट्रांसपोर्टेशन, अकोमोडेशन, ट्रैवलिंग, फूड, इस पे खर्च हो रहा है. But you travel to a destination with your spouse and you get your photographer. So, these are kind of sets of problems that we identify in the market and solve it. And we're doing similarly, that we started off with B2B, solving the same way out. So it's a journey. You keep on, customers are our biggest teachers. Every time we get a good customers, he gives us a good feedback to explain. Every time we get a customer where we are not able to satisfy him on certain things, we got to understand how our SOP can solve it out.
Agreed.
Right? So, yeah.
आपकी जो growth strategy रही, like in all these years, what were your key points of strategies?
So for us, it was always like first we did our, market testing, beta testing. We went to market. We first thought कि holiday would be our major chunk, which always has been.
आप हमारे दर्शकों को मतलब एकदम from the start,
अच्छा,
आप याद कीजिए VsnapU when it started in 2017.
Right.
आप लोग बैठे हैं एक पेपर और पेन लेके, आप दोनों, एंड हाउ डिड इट स्टार्ट? क्या था वो पहला थॉट, पहली मेमोरी जो आपने एक प्लान बनाया था?
मुझे अभी भी तरन हमको ये याद है कि हमने बोला कि हम फोटोग्राफी मार्केट में एंटर करना चाहते हैं, एंड वी थॉट कि लेट्स सॉल्व द ट्रैवल वाला डोमेन फर्स्ट, बिकॉज वी हैड अ ट्रैवल कंपनी एंड आई थिंक दिस प्रोडक्ट फिट्स वेरी वेल विद ट्रैवल, एंड सॉल्विंग इट ट्रैवल वाइज वुड मेक इट अ लॉट ऑफ सेंस फॉर अस बिकॉज ऑफ आवर एक्सपीरियंस दैट वी हैड इन ट्रैवल. So we thought, let's go to Munnar, let's do a test marketing, let's test a service and product. Let's go to Munnar, let's offer the services for people who are on holiday. If they buy it, and we had the target, if the people buy it, and if people are searching online, because we wanted to build an online company, not an offline company, if people are booking it online, we will then take it to a level, or we'll come back. This was the base. We went to Munnar, we started selling photography on the road, pulled up the roller standee saying, book a photographer at 1,000 rupees. Now we got our first 500 rupees and we sent it to our mother telling, Ma, 500 रुपए मिला है, अब photography का इस idea का लोग पैसा दे रहे हैं. People going on holiday are booking a professional photographer inside the tea estates, and it's happening. And that time we had 2 interns, 2 photographers. It was hell lot of things around it. But that particular 500 rupees, that was an offline sale that we got, give us that intent that people are doing. 4th day of putting our website up in Munnar in 2017 March 2004, on putting up the website up 2017 March, we got our first booking, and we had put up the website with all the payment gateway integration without any hopes that people will come and book, but we made the entire website live. And we got a call from a customer say, I booked the photographer and I've not got any details, it is for tomorrow. I said, where have you booked it for? We just started the company, and where have you booked it for? So he said, I booked it online. Oh, it's working.
Okay.
And then we went on Google, we saw, oh, photographer in Munnar, we are ranking on the first page, and we got our first booking. I said, this is gonna be the crazy ride, because we got our first offline customer, we got our first online customer. And in Munnar, the testing market that we were doing, we did for 22 working days. We generated 1.25 lakh rupees selling photography on roads.
Oh my God, that's...
Yeah. So it was not a wedding. It was just 2 photographers. We had just very limited time from morning, 10 o'clock till 2 o'clock. We were there at the tree estate, standing outside, and people will pass down and we will approach them out, and they would ask for photo shoot. We made connections. We went to the Kathakali places, put up the standees there, marketed out. Would you like to take a photo shoot? And people were excited. They were so super excited. And that was a learning phase. There was a client who had even more expensive camera than what a photographer had, and he opted for the shoot and gave us the money. I was like, why is he giving the money? As you grow into your startup, you kind of learn at each steps. So if that guy had a better camera than us, but he didn't have people to shoot, any one of them would always go missing in the frame. So we identified that, if people buy also camera, it is not going to solve it. They need a service. So I think that's how the faith in the company kept on increasing step by step. We went from Munnar with those figures, we started reaching out to investors. We have cracked the market. It's 22 working days. We didn't want to give us money and we'll bombard across India. It was kiddish that time, I think, but I think some of your kiddish steps also lead you to very bigger steps. And that's how we went to IIM Bangalore for one of the events. We got incubated at IIM Bangalore in SSL. They pivoted from there, that test market that we did for B2C. They immediately pivoted us to B2B. कि हमारे पास for a startup at an early stage, it is very, very important that they stick to that idea.
You guys were incubated in one of the programs in IIM Bangalore.
Yes.
Okay.
NSR cell is their wing, where startup oriented thing, where the incubation happens. They groom the startups, so that's how it goes.
Okay.
So we were part of top startups to be selected across India. We presented the idea, we were selected, we were interviewed, and then they started training us around tell what is the idea, refining the pitch, working on the business model. So when we worked on the business model, they said, why can't you have a recurring income? Because that recurring income will give you that faith in your concept.
Right.
That will give you that early revenues to keep, motivation to keep doing it out. So that's how we started. And then I think God has been kind enough that vision has always been big. We were able, IIM Bangalore was again a place where your vision cannot be small. So, when we did some EBITDA testing with some 1 or 2 clients, and then we said, who is the biggest client who needs photos? And we started this pen and copy wala thing, which you're talking about. So हमने बोला किसको चाहिए? तो हमने बोला हॉलिडेज में हमने करके आ गया, अब मेक माई ट्रिप को अप्रोच करेंगे. हमने साथ में बोला कि फोटोज किसको चाहिए, तो हमने Zomato, Swiggy इनके कॉन्टैक्ट्स निकाले.
So first B2B was
Zomato.
Yes. Zomato की क्या कहानी है? Taranbir ji, आप बताएं.
So I'll just root back to when you said कि अच्छा वो physically VsnapU कैसे रहा है और journey क्या रही है. So as Parminder said, there are 4 important cities which happens to be, in the map of VsnapU. So as Parminder said, we started off Munnar, जहाँ पे testing हुआ. Then we got shifted to Bangalore, जहाँ पे I am Bangalore पे उन्होंने हमको बोला B2B, has to be done. That time Parminder was there in Bangalore, and I was doing my job back in Delhi. उसके बाद I shifted to Bangalore क्योंकि by God's grace my company transferred me there. And if you remember, तो हमारे लेटर हेड पे the first address was my home address, फ्लैट नंबर 315 होयसाला अपार्टमेंट्स. और फिर वो लेटर हेड मतलब मेरे ख्याल से 3-4 साल तक चला.
और अभी भी कई डॉक्यूमेंट्स में है वो.
And then Parminder came back to Raipur because he had his travel wala part which he was taking care here. And we started by doing shoots for Zomato in Mumbai and Delhi. And because I then shifted to Bangalore, so we started off in Bangalore. So Mumbai, Delhi, we were operating with 5-7 photographers each. Bangalore, because I was physically present on the ground, I was able to pull 25 photographers there. तो वो बॉम्बे दिल्ली से ज्यादा कंबाइंड हम बैंगलोर करने लगे.
तो मतलब जोमेटो का जो आपने कैसे क्रैक किया और वो उसका आप मुंबई एंड जोमेटो के लिए कहाँ क्या क्या कवर करते हैं?
सो वी टोल्ड देम कि अच्छा एज अ कंसेप्ट वी कैन बी अ फोटोग्राफर एग्रीगेटर एंड वी कैन डू शूट्स across India. You need to just be connected with us. We'll be connected with our photographers on the ground and we can do it for you. So we started in Delhi, then Mumbai, then Bangalore. तो ये तीनों cities में हम operate कर रहे थे. So we sourced photographers who could do photography, food photography particularly. Then we told them how the SOP goes. कि अच्छा आपको 25 dishes shoot करनी है. Background आपको जाके ऐसा choose करना है जिसपे रिफ्लेक्शन ना हो. यू हैव टू प्लेस अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ रॉ फूड आइटम्स ताकि स्टाइल लगे. एंड देन यू गॉट टू शूट एट अ टॉप एंगल, 45 डिग्री एंगल, 0 एंगल. तो हमने वो एसओपी डिफाइन की एंड देन वी स्टार्टेड टू शूट देयर. एंड इन द मीन टाइम फिर मेक माई ट्रिप हैपेंड, ओयो हैपेंड, Swiggy happened. That's where we shifted from Bangalore to Gurgaon. And Gurgaon पे we started off with a हरियाणा गवर्नमेंट का ये कोवर्किंग था, हैट्रॉन. तो हम वहां पे गए और हमने बोला कि अच्छा हम मीडिया स्टार्टअप है यहाँ से करेंगे. गवर्नमेंट इज गुड बट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर वाज अ लिटिल एवरेज, इंटरनेट इतना स्ट्रांग नहीं था. तो देन वी स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम द माय ड्राइंग रूम इन बैंगलोर. और फिर अल्टीमेटली गुड़गांव में भी वही करना पड़ा कि वी शिफ्टेड बैक टू आवर हाउस व्हिच वाज देयर फॉर द इंटरनेट वाला थिंग. एंड इट वाज अगेन अ 3 people कंपनी. हमने फर्स्ट हायरिंग की तो मेरे दिल्ली में 2 फ्रेंड्स थे, मैंने उनको बुलाया और मैंने बोला सूट पहन के आना, फोटोग्राफर्स को लगना चाहिए बड़ी कंपनी है. तो हमने एक मीटिंग रूम बुक किया. मेरा बेस्ट फ्रेंड इस साइड बैठा है, देयर अनदर फ्रेंड हु वाज हियर. तो उनको लगा अच्छा अच्छे चेहरे हैं, सूट पहना हुआ है, बड़ी कंपनी होगी. तो हमने रिक्रूट करना चालू किया वहाँ पे. एंड जो जिसको रिक्रूट किया था उस बेचारे को हम वहाँ पे लेके गए, जो हमारा कोवर्क था गवर्नमेंट वाला. 1 हफ्ते वहाँ काम किया, फिर घर पे आ गए तो ड्राइंग रूम पे बैठ के काम कर रहे हैं. एंड देन इज व्हेन वी स्टार्टेड कि हमने बोला अब हम फ्लेक्सिबल सीट्स लेंगे कोवर्क में, क्योंकि सबसे सस्ती वही होती थी. और हम सुबह सबसे जल्दी पहुंच जाते थे ताकि हमारी प्लेस डेसिग्नेटेड हो. एंड देन द कंपनी ग्रू स्लोली. एक फ्लेक्सिबल सीट से दूसरी, तीसरी, चौथी, 5वीं ली हमने. फिर सारी फ्लेक्सिबल सीट्स हमारी होगी तो कोवर्क वाले ने बोला अब मैं फ्लेक्सिबल सीट नहीं दे सकता. हमने बोला क्यों? बोले सब आपके लिए थोड़ी है, बाकी सबके लिए भी तो है. तो फिर हमको एक आध महंगी सीट लेनी पड़ी जो फिक्स सीट थी. देन कोविड हैपेंड तो हमने तब तक हम काफी बड़े हो गए थे. 25 लोगों की टीम थी हमारी. 25 people in Gurgaon.
2020 I guess.
So yeah,
COVID.
Yeah, so 17 to 20 was journey, जिसमें 17 में we EBITDA tested. Then we were in Bangalore. I am Bangalore. 18 में we 18 end में we were able to, after coming back to Raipur, we were able to take our first round of investment from Chhattisgarh government. So we were the first startup to take the first check from the state government program. And that's how the growth started happening. So we had some funds where we could pay to the photographers, operate these big projects with Zomato, Make My Trip, because you need to invest money.
Put the money first.
But so you need to invest money, hire people, tech, a lot of things. I think a lot of these things happen. It was a journey. So basically, at 2020, the COVID hit. Then we had to come back home, and anything was shut. So we tried. I think that time also we tried to work around a different concept. Yeah, but it has been journey. I think post COVID is the real story of VsnapU
Right.
that started.
So मतलब जो अभी आप B2C देखते हो that started post COVID. तो COVID के टाइम में परमिंदर सेठ कि वहाँ पूरा रैप अप करके आ गए, वर्क फ्रॉम होम दिया, 6 months we gave salary from our pocket, कि पहले मंथ पूरी सैलरी दी, सेकंड मंथ हाफ दी, थर्ड मंथ 1/4 दी, फिर बोला जिसको जरूरत है वो देगी. So COVID we came back, then we went to Goa. कि the second product after Gurgaon was we said कि हम resorts में photography चालू करेंगे. And somebody who's staying in an expensive exotic location कि जहाँ 20,000 का रूम रेट है and 100 से ज़्यादा रूम्स है, तो वहाँ पे nobody would mind spending another 5,000 अगर उसकी एक अच्छी सी रील बन जाए, अच्छी सा रोमांटिक फोटो शूट हो जाए, something like that. So we physically went to Goa and वहाँ पे हमने VsnapU पहले वाला पूरा आप समझ लो कि रैप करके शुरुआती थी.
It was again a restart for us.
Right.
What we thought of is in resort photography as a concept. So we new concept. So we partnered with the leading 5-star hotels, and we put our photographers inside these hotels. And as a service from the hotel, now you can book a photographer inside the hotel. So it was a new service. It was a win-win situation for the hotel and for us also. So we were getting our focused clients. We could charge money to them. And the client was getting another service inside the hotel. Hotel was happy because we were paying some amount of remuneration to them, and they were getting an additional service without putting any brains to it.
Right.
And the content, the next part, big thing is the content which was going off that hotel. The clients were posting on social media, which was giving again a boost to the hotel for the entire. So it was a very win-win situation that we wanted to create around, and it became one of the good projects for us. So we then started contracting Hotel 1 to 15, and then still Rambagh Palace, Leela, Fairmont. There were a couple of hotels, W Goa, the Grand Hyatt, where we operate today also with the photographers being inside the hotels, a part of the service.
फिर जब गोवा पे हमने वो इन रिसोर्ट मॉडल जो फोटोग्राफी का था वो लॉन्च किया, वी एक्सपैंडेड इट टू एवरीवेयर फ्रॉम जयपुर टू चेन्नई एज परमिंदर सेड. एंड फिर लास्ट माइलस्टोन मतलब मुल्ला की दौड़ मस्जिद तक जैसा बोलता है ना. So we were there across India. We expanded wherever we could. We came back to Raipur, and that's where we currently operate out of. We've got a big team of more than 50 people in Raipur. If you talk about the people across India, including Goa, Jaipur, Chennai, we touch somewhere around 100 people when it comes to season through. But currently we operate out of we proudly say it, so we operate out of a small city called Raipur. And out of Raipur, we operate 100 plus cities in India, 28 other countries outside India, being from the tourist photography, part. And that's what surprises people. That is the thing which we are proud of. कि कभी कोई इन्वेस्टर भी मिलता है ना, या कोई पूछता है अच्छा कहाँ से ऑपरेट करते हो, सर रायपुर का नाम सुना है क्या, छोटी सी सिटी है. Like, yeah, of course सुना है, it's the capital of छत्तीसगढ़. हम बोले हाँ सर वहीं से काम करते हैं.
So for us it was always a pride. पहले तो it was like sometimes it is negative also. In terms of customer, वो बोलता है कि मैं दिल्ली कस्टमर हूँ, मैं रायपुरी कंपनी से क्यों बुक करूँगा. So for us, we try to maintain that we are booking from VsnapU.com. That's the whole identity, and it's basically an experience for the customer. He does not know where the guy is sitting on the other side of the phone or the website that is booking from. Where is it from? He sees the brand. He's booking a brand. We today book client for his wedding, pre-weddings. He's booking a photographer for his birthday, anniversary, or corporate as big as Zomato, Swiggy, Make My Trip, Inox, and not. These corporates are getting their content done from VsnapU. Now we are at Raipur, which does not matches to the vibe of the city or whatever you can talk about. But it's a surprise for us also when a sales executive sells a wedding package without physically meeting to a customer. It's one of the most important event of his life, and the traditional market has been where a person goes, meets twice, sees his studio, sees his past work, takes reference checks, and then books it. Now it's a global market. So today he identifies the brands, takes that brand experience, gets into confidence, and starts paying the money for a services which has to be rendered. So he pre-books a service, he's assured for it. So it's a journey, it's an experience, it's a confirmation, it's a reputation, branding, which recognition, which we're able to run through it all. So it's a lot of things that work together for a customer to get it done. So it's a big proud moment for us. And then along with that, big scope today. To scale what we are operating, we want to be a 500,000 people company. We are doing about 1,500 to 2,000 shoots. We want to do say 10,000 to 1 lakh shoots a month. There's a scope for it in India. There are different products that we operate across the globe also, and we want to start other services in the other part of the world also. So I think we are excited for the product. And it does not feel, still feels like yesterday. The COVID just happened. We were in B2B domain, working as a service company.
हाँ, पर वो जो मतलब मैप था वो यही था कि इट वाज मुन्नार, बैंगलोर, गुड़गांव, गोवा, रायपुर, एंड दैट्स वेयर वी करेंटली आर. एंड पहले जरूरत पड़ती थी बताने की लेटर हेड पे कि बैंगलोर से है या गुड़गांव से है. अब क्योंकि हमारे पास more than 60,000 shoots है, शार्क टैंक है, 100 plus cities है, 28 countries है, तो that speaks for what we stand. उस टाइम शायद जरूरी था कि हम कौन सी सिटी से, अब मैटर नहीं करता. अब we got other things.
Now it's like you are the pride brains of Raipur.
Right.
Raipur will be known by your names.
Thank you so much. Let's pray so.
Yes, right. अब फोटोग्राफी के बारे में इतना कुछ आज हम सीख पा रहे हैं, and this is what our show talks about, real experience through real stories.
Right.
तो मैं आज यहाँ पे आपसे ये जानना चाह रही हूँ, जैसे अभी आप लोगों ने इतना कुछ एक साथ बोल दिया, मेरे दिमाग में इतने सारे क्वेश्चंस आ रहे हैं, बट आई थिंक बहुत सारा कुछ स्किप भी हो रहा है. फंड रेजिंग की अगर बात करें, इन्वेस्टमेंट्स की बात करें, जैसे आप लोगों ने पहला इन्वेस्टमेंट गवर्नमेंट ऑफ छत्तीसगढ़ से आपको 2018 में मिला था.
Right.
यू सेड दैट. तो हाउ चैलेंजिंग इज दैट? बिकॉज किसी भी कंपनी को ब्रांड बनने में या किसी भी एंटरप्रेन्योर को एक कंपनी बिल्ड करने के लिए जो पहला हर्डल एवरी वन ऑफ अस इज फेसिंग इज फंड्स.